It's time for your Low Country Real Estate Market Update. It's the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. Brian is one of the top 1% real estate agents in Charleston. Find him online at listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Or call him at 843-345-1273. Now, broadcasting from the WTMA studios, here's your host, Brian Beatty.
Good morning, Charleston. You're listening to the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show here on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA. Thanks for joining me this morning. I am your host, Brian Beatty. And if this is your first time tuning into this program, this is where I like to take national, regional, local news, apply that to us here in the Low Country, so that if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, you have some quality information to go off of. You've got an idea of what's going on in our market so that you can make an informed buying or selling decision. So I invite you to contact me if you're thinking about doing any of those things. I am one of the top agents in town, would love the opportunity to earn your business. I can be reached by going to my website, listingsincharleston.com. And on that website, you can take a look at everything I have for sale, everything I've sold. You can search the MLS, every property for sale in the Charleston area. And of course, if you're thinking about selling your house, click on the Sell Your Home tab. You can learn more about what I do to market my properties for sale. And you can also learn more about my 59-day home sale guarantee. And it very simply states that I will sell your house in 59 days or less, or I'll sell it for half my commission. So listingsincharleston.com is the website to go to for more information about that. Inquire about that 59-day home sale guarantee, and I'll send you the information on it. Or if you'd like, you can give me a call personally. My cell phone number is 843-345-1273. 843-345-1273. So let me give you an idea of what I want to talk about over this next hour. It's a very, very busy market. I keep saying that time and time again as I have this show on the weekends, and it is. It's a very busy market right now. A lot of action going on right now. So I want to talk with you first about a few success stories that we've had over the past few months, just to give you an indication of where we are as a market if you're thinking about buying or selling. A little bit later on, we're going to talk about the communication that you should expect when you're working with a buyer agent or a listing agent. And then toward the end of this program, I have some information that, frankly, you need to know if you're going to buy or sell a house. This is really important information, and these statistics that I'm going to give you are taken straight from the 2014 National Association of Realtors Profile of Home Buyers and Sellers, which is a mouthful, I know, but there's some really interesting statistics there that I think you need to know. And I'm going to talk a lot about online marketing. What do buyers look for when they're looking at a home to purchase? What should sellers know, and what should their agents know when they put their home on the market for sale? So all of that coming up in this hour on the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. Again, feel free to reach out to me. listingsincharleston@gmail.com is my email address. listingsincharleston.com is the website. Or call me personally, 843-345-1273. So let's talk first about just some of the success that we have had to give you an indication of what's going on in our market. We have had several homes already this year where I meet with the seller, we come up with a game plan, we talk about their goals, how soon they would like to sell, what price they would like to sell for, and then between the time that the home gets put on the market and the time that I leave with the listing agreement, we do something called pre-marketing. And this is something that we have done for years, and it seems to be working more and more, especially as we continue to slant toward a seller's market in the Tri-County area. So let me give you an idea of what that means. So I leave the house, and we have an agreement to work together. And let's say that we've got a few things to do to the house. We want to do some landscaping. We want to touch some things up on the inside of the house. Maybe we do some redecorating, some remodeling. We paint. Maybe we replace carpets, whatever the case might be. But between the time that they're ready to put the house on the MLS and the time that I take that agreement, I'm going to start doing everything that I can as a listing agent to promote their home for sale and to start generating some interest. And so some of the things that we do is we work our database. We have a database of almost 7,000 people that have contacted me over the years to inquire about real estate in some form or fashion, and we get about 500 people a month right now that contact us and say that we're either moving to the area or we want more information about this house or whatever the case might be. But that in and of itself should be a testament to the market that we're in. We have, at this very point in time, a large amount of buyers that are looking for inventory but are struggling to find the homes that they want. And so if you can kind of imagine a horse race where the gate is still up and all the gates or all the horses are getting ready to to start the race, and as soon as that gate goes down, they start sprinting. That's kind of how I envision our market right now. There are a bunch of buyers that are waiting behind this fence, waiting for that fence to go down to look at all the inventory that should be hitting the market in April and May and June. And part of the problem with not necessarily the problem, but just the way that our market is a lot of sellers have been coached to wait until April and May to put their house on the market. They might be ready to sell right now, but the agents are saying, well, hey, let's wait until April or May or June because that's when all the buyers are out. And to an extent, that's true. There are more buyers in April, May, June than there are at this very specific moment in time. But over the past 60 days, I have listed homes, and some of which I have sold before they even hit the MLS. And I'll give you a perfect example of that in that this week, I took a listing in Mount Pleasant. It was about a $500,000 listing. We did some pre-marketing. I contacted some agents that are selling homes in the area and showing homes in the area. I worked my database. We put it online as an upcoming listing, and we got a huge influx of calls. And so we actually showed the house while the house was being worked on, and we have to help these buyers understand that, look, we are preparing this house for sale. It is not in top-notch condition right now. But if you're a ready, willing, and able buyer, and you can look past some of the clutter and the boxes and the fact that we're still doing some touch-up paint, and you can envision the house after all of that's done, then yeah, great. We would love to have you go and see it right now. And so we did that. We got an offer from an agent. We negotiated that contract, and that house sold for 98% of the asking price, basically exactly what we thought it was going to sell for. And the sellers didn't even have to go through the process of having 10, 20, 30 people go through their house and clean up their house and prepare it for showing, so on and so forth. We just sold it. And that's a testament to where we are as a market right now. There are plenty of buyers out there right now that are looking to buy properties, but we as a market are struggling with inventory. So let me talk about the other side of that. Let's talk about homes that have been on the market for, let's say, 6 months or 12 months, and they have not sold. I work with a lot of those types of people as well. In fact, over 60% of the listings that I sell were previously listed with another real estate agent. So I go in and I meet with these sellers. We talk about their goals. We talk about what happened, what didn't happen. And I ask a very blunt question. Why did your house not sell? And I would venture a guess that about 90% of the time, those sellers don't know. They don't know why their house didn't sell. They thought that it was priced well. They thought that it was being marketed properly, but they just didn't get that communication from their agent, or they didn't get the feedback from the buyers in order to adjust to what the market was telling them was wrong with their house. Now, a little side note, sometimes there's nothing wrong with a house. Sometimes it just takes a while for a buyer to buy that house. And I've had several listings that ultimately sold, but that took a while. And sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to why homes don't sell. They're priced well, they're in good condition, they're being marketed properly, and it just takes time for that buyer to come around. But for the properties that have been on the market for 6 to 12 months or longer, I mean, my God, I've seen plenty of homes that have been on the market on and off for years, and they have not sold. And I'll tell you another quick success story. I had a listing that I took a little earlier in the year. It was on the market for 6 months. We looked at the listing. We looked at the way that it appeared online, and both the sellers and I agreed that there was a missed opportunity there. The house just did not look as good as it showed. And that's a problem. When people look online, the number one thing that they are looking for, and I'm going to talk to you more about this later on in the program, and that's part of what I'd mentioned earlier about I'm going to give you some statistics that are incredibly important if you're buying or selling a house that you need to know or that your agent needs to know. But the number one thing that people look for when they're searching online for homes is pictures, professional photos. And I talk a lot about this on this program and the way in which properties are marketed online and exposed to those buyers. And the issue is, as a market, and I have to imagine it's different in other markets, but in our particular market, it seems like a lot of agents just aren't taking that leap to pay for professional photography. They're either trying to do it themselves, or they're letting homeowners take the photos themselves and sending it to the agent. Most of those homes that just don't look good online, they're going to take longer to sell, if they sell at all. Buyers are incredibly picky when they look at real estate online. And even though we're in a market where inventory is low and buyers don't have a lot to choose from, the ones that they see that are marketed well, that are priced well, that are in good condition, are going to sell. The majority of the time, they are going to sell. And so when I take a listing that has not sold for a substantial period of time, and I apply my marketing to it, we talk about the price, we talk about the strategy, and then we communicate back and forth based on what's going on in their market, usually those homes sell. So if you're in that position where, you've just kind of given up on the process and your house isn't on the market right now because it was previously listed and it didn't sell, and you just have a bad taste in your mouth about either the market or agents in general, most of the time it's actually the agents that the sellers aren't happy with. They said, look, real estate agents are all the same. They do the same thing. They put it on the MLS. They put a sign in the yard. They wait for other buyer agents to show it. And if it sells, great. If not, so what? I think that's the way that sellers think of agents. They think that that's their value, is they're going to put you on the MLS, and then that's all you need. Don't get me wrong, that's a big component of it, but there is so much more that goes into marketing and selling real estate that you're going to need to know, which is what I want to talk about next. So stick around. I'm going to give you some really good information here in a few minutes. Again, reach out to me, listingsincharleston.com. That's my website. Or give me a call personally, 843-345-1273. If you're thinking about selling your house and you want to learn more about my marketing plan, which enables me to sell about 100 homes a year for 98% of the asking price and in 39 days on average. So again, listingsincharleston.com or 843-345-1273. This is the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. I'm going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Find Brian Beatty online at listingsincharleston.com. The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues next on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA. You're listening to the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.
Welcome back, Charleston, and thanks again for tuning in to the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show here on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA. I'm your host, Brian Beatty, and thanks again for tuning in this morning where we talk about all things real estate here in the Charleston area. If you missed the first segment, we were talking about just the market in general and some of the success stories we've had this year with regard to selling people's homes, which is really just a testament to the kind of market we're in. We're in a very busy, sellers-driven market right now. And if you're thinking about selling your house, I'd invite you to go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. And on that website, you can take a look at everything I have for sale, everything I've sold, read some testimonials from past clients, and you can click on the Sell Your Home tab on my website, listingsincharleston.com, and you can learn more about what I do to market my properties for sale. You can also learn more about my 59-day home sale guarantee, which simply states that I will sell your house in 59 days or less, or I'll sell it for half my commission. So listingsincharleston.com is the website to go to, or you can call me personally at 843-345-1273. Again, that's 843-345-1273. I'd love an opportunity to earn your business if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. So I want to switch gears for a minute, and I want to talk about the behaviors of a buyer and what's important to them about the process of buying a home and how real estate agents can help them. So what I wanted to start with first is just some general statistics based on the 2014 National Association of Realtors Profile of Home Buyers and Sellers, which is a report that they put out every year that helps us as real estate agents and our industry learn more about the process of buying, selling homes and the value that we can add to our clients. So just some interesting statistics here. From 2009 until 2013, on average, buyers took about 12 weeks from start to finish to begin the search for real estate and then ultimately buy the home that they now live in. In 2014, that was reduced to 10 weeks. Now, obviously, if you think about it, there's less inventory to choose from. It's a more competitive market for buyers. So they have less time on their side to find that house that they really need. And so for the people that find that house that's priced well, it's in good condition, it's being marketed properly, usually there's more than one buyer interested. We're seeing more multiple offers now than I have seen in my career in real estate, which is a really great testament to the market we're in. But again, on average, it's taking about 10 weeks from start to finish for a buyer to purchase a home. And interestingly, buyers are only viewing 8 to 10 homes before they purchase their home. So I want to just talk first about the way that the average real estate agent goes about this process. So they are put in touch with a buyer in some form or fashion. Maybe it's a yard sign call. Maybe it's a referral from a friend, family, coworker, or they get an internet lead. Something happens and they get put in contact with that buyer. So what most buyer agents do is they have a short talk with them and say, hey, what are you looking for? Tell me about your price range, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, location, so on and so forth. And I'm going to set you up with a search in the MLS so that each time a new listing hits the market, you'll receive an email. And when you see something you like, let me know, and I'll go and show you the house. And if you like it, we'll make an offer. And that's the way most agents go about the process of helping buyers purchase a home. And so if you think about it, there's a very easy way to help people buy real estate. And by easy, I mean not necessarily lazy, but it's just you rely on the systems that the MLS provides us with real estate agents with. We send people properties. We say, hey, when you see something you like, let me know. If you think about it, though, what buyers really want is a few things. Number one, they want to go see houses, and they want to see it on their time, whenever their schedule permits. So if you're a real estate agent, you don't show properties past 5 o'clock or you don't show homes on weekends, then good luck, because you're missing a big segment of the market, because the majority of people work from 9 to 5. So as a real estate agent, I have to work a 9 to 5, and I have to work a 5 to 9, and I have to work weekends, and I have to be available for my clients when they need me. Now, the process of looking at houses, in my mind, is different from the way that most real estate agents show homes. So let me set this up a little bit. This is normally what happens. A buyer will send a list of 10 houses to a real estate agent and say, hey, I want to see these 10 homes on Saturday. And so the real estate agent sets up a tour, and they try to minimize driving time. So they try and show homes in order of where they're located. And usually it takes 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours. They took a look at the 10 homes, and there might be a few homes in there that are actually of interest to those buyers. In my mind, it would make more sense to say, all right, based on what you've told me, I went into the MLS and I did a search, and based on your list of requirements, needs, and wants, these are the homes that I think best fit your criteria. And they're in order from best to not necessarily worst, but the number one property on the list is the one that should be the home that you buy. Number 10 on the list should be the one that I'm just putting that in there because it has your requirements, but it's not as good of a value as number 1 on the list. So when buyers go out and they look at homes with real estate agents, this is usually what happens. The first one they see is pretty nice. The second one they see might be great. It might be exactly what they're looking for. Number 3, they're not interested at all. Number 4 is just okay. Number 5 is just okay. Number 6, hey, that's a really nice house. I might want to buy that one. Number 7, not interested. Number 8, not interested. So on and so forth. Buyers get put on this roller coaster ride, in my opinion, of looking at houses that at some point throughout the process, there might be a home out of the 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 or however many homes that buyer views that's actually of interest to them. And so if you think about this and you think about the way that agents are, in a way, manipulating the process, this is how buyers are being coached. They're saying, all right, if 1 out of every 5 or 7 homes that I see is actually the one that I might be interested in, then all I have to do as a buyer is just keep looking. And at some point in time, one of the homes that they show me will actually be the one that I want to buy. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense here because, again, the way most real estate agents show property is geographically based. They don't want to go from James Island to West Ashley, back to James Island, back to West Ashley, or wherever those properties are located, in order to just minimize their driving time. And so they're coaching the buyers into believing that, hey, if I just keep looking, then maybe that right house will pop up. The way that I like to approach it is, give me your list of requirements. Let's talk about the lifestyle that you're most interested in living. Let's then apply that to an area. Let's select some neighborhoods that I think are going to be a good fit for you. And then let's look at the homes within that area and neighborhood that I think fit your needs. And we're going to see those houses in order from the best match to the worst match. And then that way, when I'm showing properties to buyers, they know that the first one we're going to see should be the best one for them. Number 2 is going to be good, but it's going to be slightly less attractive than number 1, and so on and so forth. Number 8, 9, and 10 are just kind of fillers to make sure that I haven't missed anything in the interview process that I had with you when you told me what you wanted in a house. And so that's what I think what buyers want, and that's how I approach the process, in that you want me to tell you, here's a really good listing that just hit the market. This is exactly what you're looking for. We need to go see this today because it's priced well. It's in good condition. It fits your needs. And it's highly likely that another buyer may also be interested in this house. So I think the value that I add to a client as their buyer agent is by saying, I'm going to research every property that comes available. And when we go and we take a look at homes, I'm going to show you the best one first. And we're going to go down the list that way. And if it turns out that I have to show 10, 20, 30, 40 homes, first of all, you should never have to look at 40 houses in order to find the one that you want to buy. If you're looking at 20 or more homes, then either you haven't identified what you really want in a house, or the real estate agent that you have hired just isn't listening. And they're not going into the marketplace to find the exact match for you. They're just saying, hey, tell me what you want to see when I send you a listing, and we'll go and we'll take a look at it. They're not identifying the truly valuable properties for their buyer. They're letting the buyer dictate the process. And there's nothing wrong with giving buyers all the information to make an informed decision. In fact, that's preferred. But when you hire me as a buyer agent, I want to do everything possible to find you the best house that fits your needs. And I want to tell you before we get there that, hey, this house is a good value. They've priced it well. This is a good home. This is a good value. This is a good investment. And this should be something that we take seriously. And if you really like it, then everything else on this list, according to what you told me, is going to be less attractive than this house. So if you like this house, let's take a pause for a moment. Let's identify what we think it's worth, what you'd be willing to pay. And then if you're comfortable, let's move forward with an offer because we can't afford to waste time. I just told you that the time it takes to identify a property has been shortened by almost 20%, even from last year, because of the kind of market we're in. So if you're a buyer, that means being prepared, telling your agent exactly what you want or what you don't want so that we can use a process of elimination to identify the homes that are going to be of best interest to you. So that's my way of looking at how to work with buyers to help them purchase a home rather than just saying, hey, I set you up with a search. You just tell me when you see a house that you like and we'll go and we'll take a look at it. I don't mind being a quote unquote taxi cab driver. That comes with the job. Okay. It's my job to show you the properties that you want to see, but you have relied on me and my expertise to tell you what is a good value, what's a good investment, and help you understand that if this is the list of requirements that you've given me, these should be the homes that we're looking at. If we look at homes that are way off the beaten path, then we should have a conversation about that. What was it about that house that is interesting to you that makes you want to go and take a look at it? And I'll be perfectly honest, I'm very blunt with my buyers. If they want to go and take a look at a house that I know is not going to work for them, then I tell them that. And I say, hey, we can still go and take a look at this house, but based on what we've seen already and based on what you told me, I don't believe this is going to be a house that you're really interested in. We can go take a look at it if you want. I just don't see it being of value in comparison to some of the other homes that I've identified that I think are going to be a better deal for you. So if any of that makes sense, you're thinking about buying a house, please reach out to me, listingsincharleston.com. We'd love the opportunity to earn your business. You can call me personally at 843-345-1273. I'm going to take another break, and when we come back, as I promised, we are going to talk about some very important statistics when it comes to buying and selling real estate and what you need to know in order to make the best decisions possible. So stick around. This is the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. I'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.
The Big Talker, WTMA.
Now, the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues on Charleston's Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.
Welcome back, Charleston. You're listening to the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA. And thanks again for tuning in. This is the part of the show where I just always like to say thank you for listening to what I have to say. And for those of you that have contacted me in the past to hire me as your real estate agent, I'm forever appreciative for that opportunity. If you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, I'd love the opportunity to earn your business. I can be reached personally on my cell phone at 843-345-1273, or you can go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. You can learn more about me. You can see what I've sold, see what I have for sale. You can search the MLS. And of course, if you're thinking about selling your houses, which is what we're going to talk about now, then you can click on the Sell Your Home tab. You can learn more about what I do to market my properties for sale. And you can also learn more about my 59-day home sale guarantee, which very simply states that I will sell your house in 59 days or less, or I'll sell it for half my commission. So contact me for the specifics about that program, listingsincharleston.com, or call me 843-345-1273. So far this morning, we've talked about just a few success stories that we've had so far this year, which is a testament to the kind of market that we're in. It's a very good market if you're selling your house, and it's kind of a challenging market if you're going to buy a house. Not a lot of inventory out there. We're kind of waiting for that inventory to flood our market. I'm not sure if it's going to happen or not, quite honestly. We're waiting for all of these listings to hit the market. We're working with a ton of buyers right now that are waiting for inventory to hit the market, and it's been a little bit slow this year in terms of new listings hitting the market, which is why if you're going to sell your house, there's a lot that we can do. There are a lot of buyers out there that are waiting for your house, so it's a good time to think about selling it. Again, listingsincharleston.com is my website to get a free appraisal on your house and to talk with me about the home selling process. What I want to talk about now is internet marketing and the way in which people search for real estate online and ultimately find the house that they buy. So we know that about 90%, a little over that, 92% of buyers use the internet in some form or fashion to start the home search process. That's where the majority of people go, is they go online to start looking at real estate. And interestingly, over 50% of the internet traffic that we're getting, industry-wide, not just me, but industry-wide, over 50% of the online traffic comes from a mobile device, either a phone or a tablet or something like that. A lot of people aren't taking the time to sit down in front of a desktop computer to search for real estate. They're either going on their phone, they're going to a website, they're searching on Google, they drive by a yard sign and they pull up that address online, and then they inquire about that real estate. So for those of you that are marketing your home, it's incredibly important that the real estate agent you choose has a very firm understanding of how buyers are searching for real estate. If we don't know how to find the buyers, or if we're just relying on the traditional method of marketing properties for sale, which is the easy route, just putting it on the MLS, then we're missing a very large gap in our market, and it's likely impacting your ability to sell your home for top dollar and in a short amount of time. So some more interesting statistics for you here. When people go online, the top 5 things that they look for in a website, whether it be a desktop or a mobile device, is number 1, the top of the list, professional photos. And I know that I talk about this a lot on this program, but you know what? There are only a few real estate agents that I know of in the thousands of agents in our market that pay for professional photography every time. When I list a home for sale, I have a very simple saying, and it's that I want to be the prettiest girl at the dance. I want my homes to look as professionally presented as possible. And so for me, not paying for professional photography is a detriment to the seller. In my mind, it is. If I'm a real estate agent and I'm not going to do the best job possible for them by skimping on maybe $300 and not paying for professional photography, then I think that impacts the seller and their ability to sell their home. So the number 1 thing that buyers look for in a website is photos. Second to that is description. And then number 3 is a video tour, either a virtual tour or a video of the actual house. And then number 4 is neighborhood info, and number 5 are recent sales. So it becomes incredibly challenging for an individual real estate agent with a website to offer all of these things and the other additional information buyers are looking for when they start the home search process. So again, if you're selling your house, you need to hire an agent that has the ability to market your home and fit the needs of the online consumer. Now, let's talk for a second about incentives. When you market your home for sale and we talk about, what incentives are we going to offer the buyer, this is very interesting because, again, this comes from the 2014 National Association of Realtors profile of home buyers and sellers. And that profile, based on last year, says that 64% of buyers were not interested in any sort of incentive at all. They just want to buy a home that's priced well and in good condition. Over 64% of people were not interested in incentives at all. Second to that, 19% said that a home warranty was very important to them. And then 18% said that closing costs are important. And then get this, only 6% of buyers were interested in some sort of remodeling or flooring or paint or some sort of allowance at closing. So in my mind, that tells me that buyers want a home that's as close to move-in ready as possible. That just makes sense. So when I sit down and I talk with a seller about what buyers expect when they walk through a house, one of the things we're going to talk about is condition. And when I talked last segment about how buyers search for real estate and how buyer agents are of value to their clients, this is how I show homes. I'm going to let the buyer walk through the house. I'm going to help them determine whether the floor plan, the location, the bedroom count, bathroom count, the condition of the home, and the upgrades within it fit their needs. So while they're looking at the house to see if it works for them, guess what I'm doing? I'm looking for problems. I'm looking for anything that I can use against that seller in negotiations. If I notice that the carpet is worn, or if there's paint that needs to be taken care of, or if there are issues outside of the house that have been neglected by the homeowner, then I'm going to take that into account when we make the offer. So it's incredibly important when you're marketing your home for sale that you understand what sort of incentives attract buyers. And again, 64% of buyers said that incentives are not important to them at all. They just want to buy a house that's in good condition and it's priced right. Now, interestingly, the house that they actually bought, 43% of buyers found the house that they bought online. 33% found it through an agent. An agent contacted them and they said, hey, take a look at this house. I think this fits your needs. And then only 9%, which is number 3 referral source, was a yard sign. Outside of that, open houses, print marketing, postcards, so on and so forth, they are low on the totem pole. So again, it goes back to the way in which your home is presented online. And as a listing agent, I need to inform the other agents in our marketplace of your listing. And then, of course, we need to have a yard sign in the yard. People drive around and they might see a house in the neighborhood and then they drive the rest of the neighborhood and then boom, they see your yard sign. They call it. And 9% of the time, that's the house that they actually buy. Now, let's talk for a second about how people found the real estate agent that they ultimately decided to hire. Interestingly, almost 70% of people just hired the agent that contacted them first. Most buyers and most sellers are not interviewing multiple agents to determine which agent is best for them, which agent is most experienced, which agent can give them the best chance at the best deal possible. So how did they find their real estate agent? Well, according to this profile that I'm reading off of, 40% of agents found, or 40% of buyers found their agent through a referral, friend, family, coworker. And then 12% used their previous agent, which I'm going to come back to, and 10% found a real estate agent through a website. Okay, they did some sort of search for top agents in the area, and they found a real estate agent. So this is the really interesting statistic, and this is going to kind of parlay into the final segment that I'm going to talk about, which is what to expect in terms of communication out of your agent. Again, we know that only 12% of people that purchased homes used their previous agent. But interestingly, 88% of buyers and sellers said they would use their same agent again. So why do we have this huge gap? If almost 90% of people say they would use their same agent again, but only 12% actually did, what happened? The agent fell out of touch. The people that bought or sold the home felt like a transaction. There was no relationship there. The agent didn't follow up with them. And then that buyer or seller just chose another agent. They went online or they drove around or they got a referral for somebody else and they worked with that agent. So there's this huge gap in our industry in communication and, in my mind, professionalism. When I sell a house or when I help someone purchase a home, I stay in touch with that person. I help them understand that, hey, I'm here for you and it's not just me caring about the commission and the transaction. You might need my help with, finding a good contractor, or maybe you need an HVAC referral, or you need me to put you in touch with somebody else, or maybe you just have a generic real estate question about your taxes or insurance or whatever the case might be. We are of value to our clients more so than just helping people buy and sell real estate. And that's what a lot of real estate agents miss, which is why only 12% of people use their same agent again. So when I come back, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what buyers and sellers look for in an agent and the process associated with identifying the home that they actually purchase. We're going to talk about some tech trends in 2015, and then we're going to talk about communication. So stick around. This is the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show here on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA. And again, reach out to me if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. I'd love to earn your business, one of the top agents in town, and would love the opportunity to help you meet your goals. My website, listingsincharleston.com, or you can call me personally, 843-345-1273. I'll be right back.
Have a real estate question? Ask Brian Beatty. Send him an email, lowcountryhomesales@gmail.com. That's lowcountryhomesales@gmail.com. WTMA. Expert news and views on the Low Country real estate scene. The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on 1250 WTMA.
Good morning, Charleston, and thanks again for tuning in to the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show as we finish out this hour and talking about all things real estate here in Charleston. We've already gone over a lot of really good information this morning. If you missed that, we air this show Saturdays at 8 and Sundays at 10, and if you miss both of those segments, you can always contact me, and I can answer your specific questions. I've been one of the top agents in Charleston since 2009. Would love the opportunity to earn your business. You can go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. Contact me that way. Listen to previous versions of this show. You can search the MLS. You can learn more about me. And if you're thinking about selling your house, click on the Sell Your Home tab. You can learn more about what I do to market my properties for sale, the success that I've had with that. And then you can also learn more about my 59-day home sale guarantee, which very simply states that I will sell your home in 59 days or less, or I will sell it for half my commission. So listingsincharleston.com is the website to go to. Inquire about that 59-day home sale guarantee, and I'll give you all the details on it. Or you can call me personally, 843-345-1273. Again, that's 843-345-1273. So we've talked a lot this morning about how buyers search for real estate online, how they identified the house that they actually purchased, what's important to them about the agent that they choose to hire to help them buy or sell a home, and a lot of other information. So again, if you've missed any of that, feel free to reach me personally. I'll answer all your questions. Listingsincharleston.com or 843-345-1273. So I wanted to finish this conversation with just a few additional points about internet marketing and the communication that you should expect when you hire a real estate agent. So number one, when it comes to internet marketing, we already know that when people search online, they're looking for 5 basic things. Number one, the very top of the list, they want professional photos. Number 2, they want a property description that makes sense and that answers their questions about the property in the area. Number 3, they want some sort of video tour or virtual tour. Number 4, they want neighborhood data. And then number 5, they want access to sales comps. And what you have to understand is that the way that people search for real estate now is much different than the way they searched for real estate 10 years ago. Yes, there were websites out there that provided some basic information, but it's not even close to the comparison to websites now like Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com and all those websites that basically answer all of those buyers or those sellers' questions, all in one place. And so if a real estate agent doesn't have the tools on their website to give that buyer all the things that they need answers to, then they're just going to go to a different website. The majority of people are using those national search engines. And interestingly, of the 3 hours a day that the general public spends online, that's the statistic, by the way, 3 hours per day is spent online. 88% of it is spent in some sort of mobile app. Probably 50% is Facebook. I don't know. But when you look at Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, so on and so forth, and you understand that when people look online, this is what they're looking for, and this is how to promote your home in the best way possible to identify and enhance the specific things about your house that make it special, and then how to convert those online shoppers into interested buyers and hopefully showings. That's how real estate agents are of the best value to their clients. But having said that, a lot of real estate agents are intimidated by the internet process. Most agents don't take the time to fully understand how people search for real estate and how to take as much market share as possible based on their understanding of how people search online. And I tell people that I was Entrepreneur of the Year in 2006 for creating an online real estate company. And I don't say that to boast. I just say that to help you understand that there are some agents that will do whatever it takes to have a firm understanding of the market that they're in, the trends within it, and how to identify those things for the value of their clients. And then you're always going to have some real estate agents that just do real estate the way they've always done it, which is they're going to put the sign in the yard, put it on the MLS, wait for another agent to sell it. Or if they're representing a buyer, they're just going to say, hey, I set you up with a search. It's going to send you new listings when it hits the market. Just let me know when you see something you like. And we've already talked about the difference between how I approach working with a buyer and the way that most real estate agents do that. And so I just wanted to finish out that discussion by saying this. Technology does not have to be intimidating. Technology is designed to empower not just the consumer, but also real estate agents. And if real estate agents have an understanding of what people want when they look for a home, then they have a really good chance of selling your house faster and for more money. Because at the end of the day, when people search for real estate and they identify the house that they want to talk to that real estate agent immediately. They want to go and see that house. And if they're ready, willing, and able to buy it, then that is your best chance possible at selling your house. But most agents just don't take the time to understand how people search for real estate, and they don't want to invest in the infrastructure in their business to capture that online traffic. And I'm very forward with the sellers that I meet when I tell them how much I spend on a monthly basis for internet marketing, because as I've already mentioned, 92% of buyers start their search online. So if that's where the majority of people are, then it makes sense that that's where I spend the most amount of my time, energy, and resources, finding buyers for my listings. So number one, technology does not have to be intimidating. And number two, the way that our industry identifies value to the public has changed. It used to be that we had the value of scarcity. And what I mean by that is that if you were looking for a house to buy, let's say 10 years ago, you basically had to contact a real estate agent. Yes, there were some websites out there, but they didn't answer all the questions. So you're looking on some sort of real estate agent or real estate company's website. That agent gets that inquiry, and then they help them buy a house. Well, now, websites like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com have so much information that they don't need to go anywhere else. They contact an agent from that website, or they go and they drive by the property and they call the yard sign, and they get in touch with that agent directly. They already have all the information. They just need the buyer to tell them what it's worth, negotiate a contract, walk them through the house, and make sure that the process goes smoothly and obviously results in a closing. So the way that value has been added to clients from the real estate industry has shifted from us now. We don't have all the power anymore. We don't have all the information. We're not the gatekeepers of the information. So now we have shifted toward being the value of expertise. When you hire a real estate agent, you probably already know what you want. You've been online. You've seen the home that you want to purchase. And I get calls all the time from buyers that say, hey, we've researched the market. We see this house. It seems like the one we want to buy. We want to go and take a look at it. I didn't have to do anything to help that buyer find that property, but they still value my expertise. And that will never change. The fundamentals of real estate will never change. Buyers will always need the help of a professional to help them get the best deal possible and to make sure that that transaction is as stress-free as it possibly can be. And now, I've said this before, there's no such thing as a stress-free real estate transaction. At some point in time, it's going to be stressful. That's just the way it is. It's a big purchase. It's a big sale, and you need to hire an agent and a professional that can walk you through it, tell you what's going to happen before it happens, and then communicate with you. And that's the last thing that I want to say, is that the communication between real estate agents and their clients is lacking, for lack of a better word. It's just not there. And that's evidenced by the statistic that I told you earlier, that 88% of people that bought or sold a house in 2014 said they would use their same agent again, but only 12% actually did. So what's the problem there? Communication. When you hire a real estate agent, the very basic thing that they should do for you, something that's free to real estate agents, it doesn't cost them any money, is to just communicate with you. Tell you what's going on in the market, set some realistic expectations, and then help you understand what they're doing to help you accomplish your goals. It's very, very basic. But the people that I work with that had their home on the market that didn't sell always say that the communication between their agents was just not there. So I offer a communication guarantee in my listing agreement. And it very simply states that I will be in touch with you once per week from the time we list until the time we sell. And if I don't, and if you're not happy with my level of customer service, then guess what? You can fire me, no questions asked. And I'm very serious about that. So if you'd like more information about working with me, please go to my website, listingsincharleston.com, or call me personally, 843-345-1273. Thanks again for tuning in. This is the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Join us for another edition of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show next Saturday morning from 8 till 9. Contact Brian Beatty online at listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Or call him at 843-345-1273. 843-345-1273.